Welcome to the next video in my tree identifying series. This video will look at the hemlocks. Of the 4 North American hemlocks, 3 are native to Canada. Hemlocks like moist conditions like on northern slopes. They often grow in pure stands but can be found mixed among other trees. The eastern hemlock, or Tsuga canadensis, is found from Nova Scotia to the Manitoba border and grows from 60 to 70 feet with diameters from 2 to 4 feet. In Kejimkujik National Park in Nova Scotia, there is a stand of hemlocks that are over 350 years old, but many were damaged in a hurricane a few years ago. We were fortunate to see them before the damage. The needles are flat and are on tiny stalks. The tips are rounded and have 2 white bands on the underside. The cones are only 3/4 inch long with the scales as wide as they are long. They open in autumn and drop the following year. The bark is scaly when young and matures to deep flat-topped ridges. The wood is fairly hard and used for rough lumber and is not resinous. It is also not recommended for campfires as it throws off sparks. As is common when comparing western and eastern species, the western hemlock is much larger than its eastern cousin and grows easily from 120 to 160 feet in height. And the Latin name for western hemlock is Tsuga heterophylla. It is found in coastal regions of British Columbia as well as in the Rockies. Diameters are between 3 and 4 feet. The needles are flat and from 1/4 to 3/4 inches long, also on small stalks. The 2 white bands on the underside of the needles are also apparent in this species. The cones are about 3/4 inches long on short stalks and open in autumn and drop in winter. The bark is scaly when young and becomes darker with age and deeply furrowed into flat-topped scaly ridges. The wood is used for making plywood, flooring, and siding and is also valued for pulpwood. The mountain hemlock, or Tsuga martensiana, is also a western species and has the same range as the western hemlock but is found much higher and does best at altitudes from 2,500 to 6,000 feet. It is the smallest of the Canadian hemlocks and grows only from 25 to 50 feet with diameters from 10 to 20 inches. The leaves are about 3/4 inches long with blunt tips. They are bluish green in color. The needles are mostly on the upper part of the twig and point upwards. Though it may be the smallest of the hemlocks, the cones are the largest and can even reach 3 inches in length. The tips are slightly rounded and mature in autumn and drop in winter. The bark is dark reddish-brown and divided into narrow, flat-topped ridges. It's not a commercial species since it is usually found in hard-to-access regions of mountains, but if it is harvested, it has the same uses as the western hemlock. This brings us to the end of the hemlocks. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can join me for the next video, which will look at the junipers. See you then.